The heavy silence of a mother's midnight hug. I used to think my dad was just a super sleeper. When I was 6, we lived in this drafty, 2-bedroom house in rural Ohio. The winters were brutal. The heater was ancient, and it made this rhythmic, metallic clanging noise that kept me wide awake and terrified of the dark. Every single night, I'd creep into my parents' room and crawl into the middle of the bed. My mom would always be dead to the world, but my dad, he'd reach over, grab my hand, and hold it, so tight. I mean, his grip was like iron. I'd whisper, "Daddy, you're hurting me," but he'd just groan and squeeze harder, pulling my arm across his chest until I was pinned flat against him. I couldn't move an inch. I remember thinking, wow, he must really be scared of the dark too. I thought he was holding onto me so I wouldn't get lost in the shadows. I felt like his little anchor. I'd eventually fall asleep, numb-armed and breathless, feeling special. But last Thanksgiving, we were sitting around the table, and my dad had a few too many beers. He started laughing about how stubborn I was as a kid. He looked at me, with this glassiness in his eyes, and said, "Man, remember those nights you'd crawl into bed? You wouldn't stop fidgeting. You'd kick, and whisper, and keep me up for hours, and I had to be at the site by 5 a.m. He took a sip of his drink and chuckled. "I figured out if I just wrestled you into a lock and squeezed the air out of you, you'd eventually get too tired to fight it, and just pass out." The whole table laughed. They thought it was a dad hack, but I just sat there, staring at my plate. I realized, those hugs weren't about keeping me safe. He wasn't holding on to me because he was afraid of losing me. He was just silencing me, so he could get some sleep. Funny how the things that make you feel the most loved are sometimes just someone else's way of making you go away.